Good evening and thanks for joining us. You are watching the 9 at Night. I'm Myra Arthur. Stephania is off tonight. Lessons learned more than 24 hours after an unsubstantiated threat turned into chaos at Jefferson High School. Courtney Friedman spoke to students, parents, and the school district leaders about what happened there and the changes they want to see made.
We just thought it was a drill, honestly, and then things started escalating. We heard cop cars, sirens, we heard the choppers above.
They just grabbed all the children and put them against a wall, turn off the lights and stuff.
Sisters Sarah and Caitlin Estrada said the students and teachers around them remained calm during the lockdown at Jefferson High School yesterday, but outside the school, chaos.
Go tell the people over there, everything's okay. What are you doing?
On the heels of officer inaction at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, many parents let fear take over, rushing the building, screaming for their kids to be let out.
I spoke with a lot of parents here yesterday, right as the chaos was breaking out here on the Jefferson High School campus, and a lot of them told me that they had not received information from the district. So what they want to see moving forward is better communication.
At the scene, SAISD Communications Director Laura Short said information was sent out.
A phone call first, followed by an email message. In the future, a text message will go out as well for those that we have phone numbers on record.
I didn't get word from the school until like about an hour and a half in. It was about 2:45, 3 o'clock when I got that.
Sarah and Caitlin's dad, Gene Estrada, says somehow word didn't make it to everyone in time, and he likes the idea of a text alert.
There has to be a specific different notification that this is an emergency.
In a statement released today, SAISD Superintendent Jaime Aquino said, "We empathize with all of you. It's important to know when a school is locked down, students and staff cannot be released until officers determine the threat has been resolved, give clearance, and lift the lockdown. In the future, we will deploy district staff to the campus grounds to keep families on scene informed of what's happening and the status of the reunification process."
There is policies that we have to follow, and I can't just run out there. Like, if there's another shooter outside, like, they have to understand that.
I'm comforted, I really am.
Knowing protocol was followed, more communications expected, and mainly that his daughters are safe. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Now, if you have a student in SAISD, you want to make sure your contact information is updated in the Frontline Parent Portal so you receive those notices. We have a link on how to do that in this story on KSAT.com. Right now, the search is on for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run. A white SUV was found with the front driver's side door ripped off its hinges. One person was killed here. This was on I-37 in Atascosa County near the Bexar County line. Investigators believe they found the truck involved, but not the driver. Now, this is a picture similar to the truck the Atascosa County Sheriff's Office posted online during their search, but again, that driver's still on the run. If you have any information in this case, call DPS at 210-531-2280. Keeping the water flowing even when the power is not. That's the goal behind a new partnership between SAWS and CPS Energy. The boards for both utilities signed off on plans to share backup generators. SAWS plans to buy and place generators at 36 pumping stations. Only 15 of those would be shared with CPS. The energy company would run them and then have use of them as needed.
It varies, right? These generators come with like air permits and requirements, so we'll stay within all those requirements, but you're probably looking on average at about 150 hours a year, give or take.
SAWS says its emergency power plan would cost more than $200 million, but both utilities say the portion of that covering the shared generators would not raise customer rates. Tonight, there are concerns the nearly 50 migrants flown to Massachusetts could be in legal jeopardy. That group left San Antonio 1 week ago today. Immigration attorneys say it will be difficult for the migrants to appear at their court dates.
They may not have been advised of this properly because they would have to file a change of address form with the immigration court or with the reporting officer. Now they may have an order of deportation in absentia. That means they never showed up.
While a migrant's asylum case could be reopened, immigration attorney Christopher Alonso says it would be a longer process, especially when pro bono legal service providers are already saturated with immigration cases right now. The U.S. State Department is encouraging Americans to leave Bermuda as Hurricane Fiona moves closer there. The now Category 4 storm is blamed for flooding and at least 4 deaths after it made landfall in Puerto Rico over the weekend. Tonight, thousands are without power and water in both Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, which felt Fiona's impact on Monday. The storm is currently packing winds up to 130 miles an hour. For us here at home, the heat is on this week, not feeling like fall at all. Let's get a quick check of the forecast with meteorologist Adam Caskey.
Our summer-like weather pattern, it continues for several more days, and that puts us into the upper 90s tomorrow and Friday. We're talking 73 in the morning, 91 at noon, 99 the high temperature. That's what we're predicting officially in town, but there will be some neighborhoods and some locations that do hit triple digits. Even New Braunfels, Seguin, south side of town, we are expecting 100 for the high. Very similar on Friday, 99, which would tie the record for the day. The mid-90s this weekend, some higher humidity as well. Next week, a little closer to 90, and behind a weak cool front, mornings back down into the 60s by Tuesday.
Home sales continue to fall here in San Antonio. August marked the 5th straight month of falling sales. The San Antonio Board of Realtors says sales were down 13% year to year, and homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. The average number of days on the market went up to 30. That's 6 more days than this time last year. Sales are cooling off, but prices, they continue to climb. The graphic on the right shows the average price of a home in San Antonio jumped to $391,000. That's an increase by a little more than $43,000 compared to August of last year. Home sales will likely be affected by this, the Federal Reserve's decision to raise interest rates yet again. The 0.75% rate hike is an effort to cut down on inflation and rising prices on everything from homes to food to gas. The Fed expects to raise interest rates again over the next year. Well, if you're looking for a little more cash this holiday season, Walmart is looking for you. The retailer plans to add 40,000 workers this holiday season. That's actually down from last year. Stores are expecting a slower holiday season in 2022. Walmart raised its minimum wage to $12 an hour last year. That's still below rivals like Target and Amazon. This Saturday is the 9th annual Head for the Cure 5K run and walk in San Antonio. It raises awareness and funding for brain cancer initiatives, education, research. A Kansas City man who shared his battle in an intimate documentary will be here to meet fellow survivors. He spoke to RJ Marquez about why he wanted the world to see his fight up close and personal.
I knew that if I wasn't completely vulnerable, completely open, I was doing myself and the project an injustice, but every other survivor that could potentially see that.
DJ Stewart was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2019 and told he had between a year and 18 months to live.
The rarest, most aggressive form of brain tumor, 11, 18 months. But here I am, 3.5 years later, no real deficits.
Stewart wanted to share his story after his diagnosis. One of his best friends, Ryan Lavelle, filmed a documentary about DJ's intimate journey.
The whole process of making it and what has come from it, I can never imagine not giving it everything. And the video is called Rare Enough. If I'm rare enough, so are you.
The film chronicled DJ's treatments and the daily struggle to fight brain cancer. Just as important, the people that supported him every day.
We had an entire city behind us, and then it just keeps growing. But my rocks, my direct family, my wife, mom, dad, in-laws, grandma.
And that's the support that DJ now wants to spread. He connected with Head for the Cure, bought an RV, and now travels to different events and gatherings, speaking to other survivors and families going through the same thing.
I can't put a word on it. It's just an honor that I never could quantify in a million years.
DJ and his wife will be in San Antonio for Saturday's Head for the Cure, another chance to talk about his story of survival and give a message of hope to others.
It keeps working. I'm still here. I'm still doing incredible things that I would have never thought I had the honor to. So I just keep going.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Registration is open for the 9th annual Head for the Cure. The race is this Saturday, and if you use the code KSAT, you get $5 off that registration. You can find a link to register on KSAT.com. That's it for the 9 at Night. We hope you'll join us back here tomorrow and, of course, tonight at 10 on the Night Beat. I'll see you then. Have a great night.